You're not just moving goods, you're holding the whole chain together. Right now, somewhere in Nigeria, a supply chain professional is managing a crisis that started 3 vendors upstream. And he's the only person in the room who truly understands why it happened. And he's doing it without the formal framework that would have given him the authority to fix the system, not just the problem. There is a difference between managing a supply chain and being trusted to lead one. You know this world, the port delays that nobody predicts, but everyone expects you to solve it. The supplier who performed delivery and then went silent in 3 days. The client, on the other hand, asking an update you cannot give yet because you are still waiting on someone's 2 steps behind you in the chain. You are the one people call when things break. You are the one who knows where every bottleneck lives. You are the one who can look at a logistics problem at 6 a.m. and already be mapping 3 solutions before the first meeting starts. And here's the question nobody asks you. When was the last time someone asked you to design the system instead of just holding it together? This is the wound most supply chain professionals carry quietly. You are overloaded and under-recognized. You have built instincts in this field that took years to develop. You can read a shipping delay like other people reading a weather forecast. You know which supplier would hold and which one will fold under pressure. But without a globally recognized professional's credential, the kind that speaks the language of boards, procurement directors, and international organizations, your expertise stays invisible to the people who make decisions about who gets to sit on the table. And that's not fair. But it's the reality of how professional authority is granted in this industry. And the truth is, this is not about capability. Nigeria produces some of the most resilient supply chain professionals in the world. People who have managed complexities that textbooks have not caught up with yet. Delayed ports, multiple currency challenges, informal supplier network, infrastructure that demands improvisation every single day. That is not inexperience. That is an advanced education in real-world logistics. What has been missing is not the skill. What has been missing is the internationally recognized framework that translates everything you already know into the language that procurement directors, multinationals, and global organization trusts. That is exactly why J.K. Michaels offers the APIX Logistics and Supply Certification Training. APIX is one of the most respected supply chain certification bodies in the world. CSCP, CPIM, CLTD. These are the credentials that open doors in multinational organizations, global procurement teams, and international logistics operations because they are the credentials those organizations already recognize and value. J.K. Michaels brings this training to you in a format built for working professionals in Nigeria. Structured, practical, grounded in the supply chain realities you already navigate every day. Stay with me because the next part is the one that usually lands hardest. Inside the training, you would build the structured frameworks to design and optimize supply chains end to end, not just manage individual links. Apply demand planning and inventory strategies at professional levels. Understand global procurement, supply management, and logistics framework design, and speak the language of supply chain strategy with international credibility. And beyond the knowledge, you would move from being the professional who executes the supply chain to the professional who is trusted to architect it. From the person who is called when something breaks to the person who is brought in before it can. That is the shift an APIX Logistics and Supply credential creates. You do not need to pause your career to pursue this. The program is designed to run alongside your current role because we understand that supply chain does not stop for study leave. If you're wondering whether APIX is recognized across multinational supply chain environments, APIX credentials are widely recognized and often valued for strategic supply chain, procurement planning, and also logistics roles. And if the global standard feels out of reach, J.K. Michaels has prepared professionals across West Africa for these exams, and they have passed at their first sitting. You will not be studying alone or guessing what the examiner is looking for. Adebayo spent 8 years in procurement and logistics for an FMCG company in Lagos. He was the person his team called for everything: custom issues, supplier negotiation, emergency routing. He was exceptional at the execution. And every time a strategic supply chain role opened, the job description asked for an APIX certification he did not yet have. He applied twice, did not make the shortlist either time. After completing his CSCP through J.K. Michaels, he applied for a regional supply chain manager role at a multinational. He got it. Not because he suddenly became more capable, but because the panel could now see on paper the level he had already been operating at. Imagine the meeting where a supply chain decision lands on the table, a new market entry, a procurement restructure, a logistic network redesign, and instead of waiting to be told the plan, you are the one they invite to build it. That's the difference between managing the chain and being trusted to lead it. Now, you have the answer. If you're ready to stop being the professional who holds the chain together and start becoming the one who is trusted to design it, click the link below this video to learn more about the J.K. Michaels APIX Logistics and Supply Certification Training and secure your place before the cohort closes. The next intake will not be open until the next quarter. The supply chain professional who does not just keep things moving, but decides how they should move. That is who this certification builds.